Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ujola from Mindset Transformation Africa, and on today's episode, I still want us to talk about prompts and triggers. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. When the prompt is missing, the habit is missing. So focus on triggers, not willpower. When the prompt is missing, the habit is missing. So focus on triggers, not willpower. That is what I want us to talk about for a few minutes. If you've ever wondered why some habits feel impossible to build or why your good intentions keep fading away, today's episode might be the missing piece, okay? Because the truth is, most people are trying to build habits with emotion instead of structure. Emotions are important, but they don't last long. Do you understand me? They are not that reliable. They are depending on energy instead of environment. While energy is key, your environment affects you more than you know. And that is why most often we don't feel progress. Progress feels like battle. So let's talk about this a little while. Let's talk about prompts, talk about triggers, and why willpower is the weakest tool in your behavioral toolbox. Let's start with the confession most people relate to. You tell yourself, I'm going to start waking up early. You even set your alarm, right? But when the morning comes, you hit snooze button, you just, you cancel it. I've done it many times, all right? And so have you. Or you say, I will start exercising after work. But after work, you're tired, you're hungry, you're distracted, and the plan fades into, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Now, what really went wrong here? Was it that you're lazy? No, I don't think so. Was it that you lack discipline? I don't think that is true either. I think it's simply this. You don't have a trigger. You did not have a trigger. You relied on your memory, your mood, your motivation, and all these three are unreliable. You see, your brain runs on cues, on triggers, all right? Everything you do consistently has a prompt that triggers it. You brush your teeth because you saw your toothbrush, or because you entered your bathroom. You eat lunch because the clock told you it was noon. You check your phone because it pinged. You didn't decide to do these things consciously. No, your brain just responded to a cue that it recognized. So when you try to form a new habit without a clear trigger, without something that says, hey, it's time for this new behavior now. See, your brain doesn't know when to act. The habit has no anchor. It has no signal. It has no start. That is why habits fail, not from lack of effort, but from lack of prompting. Think of your brain like a machine that loves routine. Once it is programmed, it runs beautifully. But even machines need a start button, a prompt, a trigger is that button. It is the invisible bridge between intention and action. When that bridge is missing, your brain doesn't forget your goals. No, it just doesn't know when to start. See, behavior happens when motivation, ability, and a prompt come together at the same moment. That is a direct quote from BJ Fogg. Behavior happens when motivation, ability, and a prompt come together at the same moment. You can have high motivation and great ability, but if there is no prompt, then there is no behavior. Let's test that idea for a minute. See, if your phone did not ping all day, how often will you check it? If your alarm did not ring, how often will you wake up at the same time? If your email didn't show notifications, how often will you log in to check it? Exactly. Prompts drive almost everything we do. They are quiet, but they are powerful. See, we've been taught to glorify willpower, the inner force that is supposed to push us through laziness, temptation, and fatigue. And willpower has its place. But here's the truth. Willpower is not a strategy. It is an emotion. It rises and it falls. It burns bright and it fades fast. And when it runs out, so do your habits too. Your habits too runs out. See, you don't need more willpower. You need smarter systems. You need reliable prompts. If you rely on I just want to feel like it, You will fail more often than not. But if you rely on a trigger, a prompt, your mind doesn't need to negotiate. It just responds. For example, if you put workout clothes next to your bed, the sight of them becomes your motivation to move. It becomes your prompt to move. If you set your gratitude journal on your pillow, the sight of it before sleep becomes your cue to reflect. If you place a bottle of water on your desk, it becomes your prompt to stay hydrated throughout the day. That is not willpower. That is structure. That is design. That is what makes consistency possible even when energy is low. See, every successful habit answers two questions clearly. Why do I want this? And when does this happen? Those two questions are important to any successful habit. Why do I want this? And when does this happen? Most people only answer the why. They know why they want to lose weight. They know why they want to pray every day. They know why they want to read more. But they never define when it happens. Without the when, the habit floats in your head as a vague idea, not a real plan. All right? And vague intentions never beat clear prompt. And it never beats clear prompt. You saying I will meditate sometime tomorrow is a wish. You saying I will meditate right after brushing my teeth, on the other hand, is a trigger. That is why the after I do something formula works so well. It turns vague goals into anchored habits. After I pour my coffee, I will write my affirmations. You see? After I park my car, I will take one deep breath before stepping out. After I drop my kids off, I will call one friend I've been meaning to check on. Those small phrases link new actions to existing rhythms, and that is what makes habits stick. Let us shift to something that I believe is in your thinking. Prompts are not supposed to pressure you. They are supposed to guide you. I want to shift your thinking. You need to understand that prompts are not supposed to pressure you. They are supposed to guide you. A good prompt doesn't say, do it or you are failing. No, it whispers to you simply, now is a good time to do this. That is why triggers work best when they feel natural, when they blend into your lifestyle instead of fighting it. See, if your trigger feels forced or inconsistent, your brain will avoid it. But if it feels connected to something you already do, then your mind will gladly cooperate. You don't need to force yourself to brush your teeth, for example. You already do it every day. So attach a new simple habit right after or before eat. See, after I brush my teeth, I will drink a glass of water. Simple. That will help you to stay hydrated. That will help you to drink water. Just after I brush my teeth, I will take 1 minute to pray or 1 minute to stretch. You are not adding pressure to yourself. You are adding flow. That is how the best habit begins. They borrow the rhythm of something familiar. They borrow the rhythm of something familiar. See, prompts don't need to be loud to be effective. They just need to be consistent and unmistakable. Do you understand me? A small sound, a simple note, or a single movement can trigger a powerful habit chain. Think of pilots. Before every flight, they go through a checklist. The checklist itself is a trigger to begin a sequence of actions that ensure safety. Or think of your morning coffee. The smell alone might tell your body to wake up and your mind to prepare for the day. Small sensory prompts are powerful because they bypass overthinking. They don't argue. They just invite you to come inside. Do you understand me? They just invite you to come in. That is what your habit needs. All right? Quiet invitations, not emotional negotiations. Quiet invitation. So how do you design your triggers with intention? Number one, you choose your habit. What is one small thing that you want to do consistently? Keep it small. Keep it small, like stretch for 30 seconds or 1 minute or read one page of a book. Number two, you choose the location and the anchor. What existing habit or moment will this new action attach to? That is your anchor. Then number three, create a visual cue. What can you see, hear, or touch that reminds you? That is your prompt. And finally, make it satisfying. Celebrate or acknowledge the action immediately. That closes the loop and makes your brain want to repeat it. For example, habit, drink more water. Anchor, after brushing my teeth. Cue, water bottle next to toothbrush. And the reward, quick stretch and mental well done to you. Do you understand me? That is my advice for you today. That is how I want to shift your mind today. A prompt that will start it, an action that expresses it, and a